Before we begin, don't forget to subscribe to my channel for more stories like this. It was 1:03 a.m. when my phone rang, that desperate kind of ring that slices through sleep like glass through silence. I squinted at the screen. Emily Redhart. My wife. A warmth flickered inside me at first. Maybe she was checking in after her late shift at the hospital. But as soon as I answered, something in her voice felt off. Too calm. Too controlled. "Hey," she said softly. "I'm sorry for waking you. We got called into an emergency surgery. I'll be home late, maybe around 4. Half asleep, I murmured. "It's okay, Em. Be safe." But then faintly, so faintly I almost missed it, I heard a laugh. A man's laugh. Deep, careless, close enough to the phone that it didn't belong to a distant hallway. It froze me mid-breath. She noticed. "What?" she asked quickly. "Did you say something?" I wanted to believe it was nothing, a nurse, a colleague, maybe background chatter. So I brushed it off, forcing a sleepy chuckle. "Nah, just thought I heard something." She said she loved me before hanging up, but her words landed hollow. I lay awake staring at the ceiling fan spinning shadows across the room. My chest tightened with a feeling I didn't want to name. I replayed that laugh over and over in my head. Every tone, every pause, every breath she took before she spoke again. By morning I convinced myself I was overthinking. Marriage needed trust, not paranoia. I made coffee, left for work, and tried to bury the thought beneath routine. But then it happened again, that strange gap between what she said and what she did. Her phone was suddenly full of patient calls. Her schedule shifted without explanation. And one evening while clearing her laundry, I noticed a hotel key card in her coat pocket. A white plastic one from the Suncrest Suites. A place 30 minutes from her hospital. My hand shook as I held it. Maybe there was an innocent reason, I told myself. Maybe. But my gut whispered otherwise. The 1 a.m. call replayed again in my mind. Her lie, and that single laugh that now echoed like the truth I didn't want to face. That night I couldn't sleep. Every sound in the house felt louder. The clock ticking, the wind against the window, my own heartbeat thudding in my chest. By morning I'd made up my mind. I wasn't going to accuse her outright, but I needed to know. Not because I wanted to catch her, but because I needed peace. I told her I'd be working late that evening. A small lie to balance the scale. She smiled, kissed my cheek, and said, "Don't stay up too late." The same lips that said they loved me. The same voice that lied without hesitation. I watched her drive away, the red of her car disappearing down the street, and a dull ache settled in my chest. At 8:47 p.m., I parked across from Suncrest Suites. The parking lot was quiet. A few cars scattered under flickering lights. My palms were sweating, but I waited. 10 minutes passed. Then 20. And then I saw it, her car pulling in. She stepped out, wrapped in that same beige coat she wore the night of the emergency surgery. My throat tightened when a tall man got out from the passenger side. He was laughing, that same deep, careless laugh I'd heard through the phone. They walked in together side by side, close enough that there was no mistake. For a moment I wanted to run out there, to demand an explanation, to scream every word building in my chest. But something in me broke quietly instead. It wasn't anger, it was grief. The kind that seeps through every corner of your being, numbing everything it touches. I drove home, not sure how I even made it. The silence of our living room mocked me. Her wedding photo smiled from the shelf, her eyes bright, full of promises she'd already forgotten. I poured a drink, sat in the dark, and stared at nothing for hours. At 2:15 a.m., I heard the door open. She came in quietly, pretending not to notice me sitting there. "You're still up?" she asked, feigning surprise. Her hair was slightly tousled, her perfume stronger than usual. "Yeah," I said softly. "Rough night. How was the surgery?" She blinked just once, a flicker of panic behind her calm face. She hesitated for a split second, then smiled faintly. "Exhausting," she said, setting her bag down. "Complications, you know how it is." Her tone was casual, rehearsed, like someone reading from a script they've practiced too many times. I nodded slowly, keeping my eyes on her, searching for something real beneath the performance. "Yeah," I said quietly. "Hospitals can be unpredictable. But you weren't at the hospital tonight, were you?" Her head snapped up. The color drained from her face. "What?" "I saw you," I said, my voice steady, almost too calm. "Suncrest Suites. Beige coat. The same one you're wearing right now. She froze, her lips parting but no sound coming out. I could see the truth unraveling in her eyes before she spoke. Finally she whispered, "You followed me?" "I had to," I said. "Because your lies called me before you did." The silence that followed was unbearable. She looked down, tears welling, guilt written all over her. "It wasn't supposed to happen," she muttered. "He was just someone I talked to. Things got out of hand. I was lonely, Michael. You've been distant." "Don't." I cut her off. "Don't make this about me. I gave you everything: time, trust, love. And when you got bored, you replaced me with someone who laughed behind my back." Her tears fell freely now, but they didn't move me. "Not anymore. There comes a point when pain turns into clarity, when your heart stops breaking and starts hardening instead." I stood up, walked past her and said quietly, "I'm done." She reached for me. "Please don't do this. We can fix it." I turned to her one last time. "You already did. You fixed my blindness." I left the house that night with nothing but my car keys and my dignity. The road stretched ahead, dark but strangely peaceful. For the first time in months I felt free. Her voice echoed behind me, crying, pleading, but I didn't turn back. Weeks later I heard she tried to reach out, but I never answered. Because sometimes the most powerful closure isn't confrontation. It's silence. And every now and then when the world is quiet I still hear that laugh, the one that destroyed everything, and I smile. Because it reminded me who I was before I forgot myself trying to love her.